Right now, somewhere in your pocket or on the table beside you, your phone is waiting. You haven't touched it in 10 minutes. Maybe 15. And some part of you is already thinking about picking it up. Not because anything happened. Not because you're expecting a message. But the real answer is far stranger. You're not weak-willed. You're running a program that was designed, quite literally, to make sure you never fully switch off. Think about the last time you told yourself you'd only check your phone for a minute. Did it stay a minute? Probably not. And here's the part that should genuinely surprise you. That failure isn't a character flaw. It's a predictable outcome of how your brain evolved to seek rewards, combined with technology engineered to exploit exactly that wiring. Go back to the 1950s. Psychologist B.F. Skinner was running experiments on pigeons in a simple box, now famously called the Skinner box. He wanted to understand how rewards shape behavior. So he gave the pigeons a lever to press. Press it, get a food pellet. Simple enough. But then he changed one small detail, and that detail changed everything. Instead of rewarding the pigeons every single time they pressed the lever, he made the reward random. Sometimes they got food after one press. Sometimes after 5. Sometimes after 20. This is called a variable ratio reinforcement schedule. And here's what Skinner discovered. Pigeons on this random schedule pressed the lever far more often, and far more compulsively, than pigeons who got a reward every single time. Why would unpredictability make a behavior more addictive, not less? Shouldn't certainty be more motivating? It turns out your brain doesn't work that way. Uncertainty is the fuel. Not the reward itself, but the not knowing when it's coming. Decades later, neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz uncovered the biological reason why. Studying dopamine, the brain's chemical messenger tied to motivation and pleasure, Schultz found something unexpected. Dopamine doesn't spike the most when you receive a reward. It spikes the most in the moment right before you find out whether you'll get one. The anticipation is the peak. Not the payoff. Now hold that thought, and look down at your phone. Every time you unlock it, you don't know what's waiting. Maybe a message. Maybe nothing. Maybe a like on a photo you posted, maybe silence. Your phone is, functionally, a Skinner box. Every notification, every refresh, every pull to reload is a lever press. And your brain, without your permission, treats it exactly like Skinner's pigeons treated theirs. This isn't an accident. It isn't a side effect of technology that just happened to turn out this way. Researcher Natasha Schull spent over a decade studying the design of Las Vegas slot machines for her book Addiction by Design. She interviewed the engineers who build these machines, and what she found was unsettling. Slot machine designers don't just want you to win. They want you in what they call the zone. A state of continuous, trance-like engagement where you're not even playing to win anymore. You're playing to keep playing. Sound familiar? The infinite scroll on your social feed has no natural stopping point, on purpose. The little red notification badge exploits a different, older instinct, the same one that makes you check a wound, or a stove, or an unlocked door. It's an alert your brain is built to resolve. And it won't rest until it does. Here's the part that reframes everything you thought you knew about yourself. You've probably blamed your own lack of discipline for this. You've probably told yourself you just need more willpower, and if you were stronger, better, more focused, you'd simply put the phone down. But willpower was never designed to fight this battle. Willpower evolved to help you resist a piece of fruit that wasn't ripe yet, or a fight that wasn't worth having. It was never built to compete against a system engineered by teams of behavioral scientists, funded by billions of dollars, whose entire job is to make sure that system wins. That's not a metaphor. Attention itself has become a resource that gets bought and sold. Every second you spend looking at a screen is a second that gets measured, packaged, and turned into revenue somewhere else. You are not the customer in this arrangement. You are the product being delivered to someone else's customer. And the mechanism delivering you, reliably, predictably, night after night, is the same variable reward system Skinner discovered sitting in a lab with pigeons 70 years ago. Think about what this means for something as simple as boredom. For most of human history, boredom was uncomfortable, but it was also useful. It pushed you outward, toward other people, toward new ideas, toward problem solving. Now, the instant boredom appears, there's a device in your pocket engineered specifically to interrupt that discomfort before it can do its job. You never sit with an unanswered question anymore. You never wait to see what your own mind will do with silence. The moment restlessness appears, something reaches in and resolves it for you, and you don't even remember deciding to reach for it. Consider your ancestors for a moment. Their brains evolved to seek information because information used to mean survival. Was that rustle in the grass a threat? Did that plant change color because it's ripe or because it's poisonous? Checking, scanning, staying alert to new stimuli, that behavior kept people alive. Your brain still runs that exact same checking behavior today. It just points somewhere different now. Instead of scanning the horizon for predators, you're scanning a screen for updates. Same circuitry. Completely different target. And notice something else. The checking itself rarely satisfies you. You look. There's nothing new. And yet 20 minutes later, you're checking again. That's the signature of a variable reward system working exactly as designed. If it satisfied you completely, you'd stop checking. The fact that it doesn't fully satisfy you, that's the entire mechanism. The itch is supposed to come back. So what do you do with this information? You can't uninstall 200,000 years of dopamine circuitry, and you probably don't want to throw your phone in a river. But understanding the mechanism changes your relationship to it. Once you know that reaching for your phone isn't a moral failing, it's a predictable response to variable reinforcement, you stop treating it as a war against your own character, and start treating it as a system you can redesign around. Turning off badge notifications removes the alert your brain feels compelled to resolve. Turning your screen to grayscale mutes some of the reward signal tied to color and dopamine. Leaving your phone in another room removes the lever entirely, and a lever that isn't there can't be pressed. None of this is about discipline. It's about recognizing that you're not fighting yourself. You're fighting a system built by people who understand your brain's reward circuitry better than you do, and who profit every time you lose. So the next time your hand drifts toward your phone for no particular reason, notice what's actually happening. It's not weakness. It's not laziness. It's a 200,000-year-old survival circuit, hijacked by a random reward machine that fits in your pocket. Right now, somewhere in your pocket or on the table beside you, your phone is waiting again. And this time, you get to decide whether it's your curiosity reaching for it, or something much older, and far less yours, doing the reaching for you.